Greetings! I'm glad you're gathered in your groups in someone's home again, ready to discuss the sermon from Sunday. Pardon my shirt, my messy outfit here. I'm at the work party. I'm not sure I saw you there, but maybe I missed you. I don't know. But let's talk about marriage this week. You know, remember last week we talked about what it meant to be filled with the Holy Spirit? And the last characteristic of somebody who's filled with the Spirit that we saw just before we're entering the marriage discussion was submit to one another out of reverence to Christ. If you're going to have a healthy marriage, husbands, you're not going to be pounding the table demanding your wife serve you, and wives, you're not going to be rolling your eyes and disrespecting your husbands. That's basically where the passage is going. So if you're going to serve one another and know how to submit to one another, you need to understand the distinct roles that God created for marriage. Ladies, if you're single, don't get married unless you're willing to follow that man you're interested in. And men, don't get married if you think that marriage is some way to dominate and beat someone else into submission. It's a mutual arrangement where there's a head and the rest of the family is led by that head, which is the man. And so in this passage, you're going to learn that a wife's role is to submit to her husband's leadership, and a man is to lead by loving his wife. And quite frankly, as a man, I think the harder responsibility falls on the man, who has to treat his wife just as Christ treated the church and died instead of us. And so, men, if you're leading well, you're going to be setting aside your interests and putting the interests of your wife ahead of your own. And wives, if you're going to be in a healthy marriage arrangement, you're going to be respecting your husband. And there's plenty of wonderful ways, maybe you can discuss this in your groups, of how women can respect their husbands and communicate respect to their husbands, and how husbands can lovingly lead their wives. And so I'll leave that with you today, and I hope you have a great time in your groups.